Jalen may have sold.
It's time to activate my podcast persona.
We're live. What's up, y'all? What's up?
What's up, everyone?
All right. So,
sir.
how's everyone doing? We're just gonna wait and see some people in the chat before we fully get started. But y'all, it is a lovely Sunday evening. We got some great basketball going on. I think right now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't been watching. I've been
1
busy
point
all day.
game for the Celtics. Point
This
game.
game right now. I'm
We
scared.
got the Raptors and Sixers.
mean-
Can't wait for Aaron Baines to totally dominate Joel. I'm gonna stop.
It's something that
Aaron Baines sucks,
keep
bro.
on dreaming. Keep on dreaming. Keep on dreaming.
Kyrie's like
I
the worst
honestly will.
offensive player
I
in the
keep
league.
dreaming so hard. You have no
year.
idea.
Yeah, are we live?
No, yeah, we're live. We're live.
Yeah,
We are
yeah,
live.
we're live.
Oh, good
We're
job.
keeping it
This
cordial,
is a
though.
weird introduction.
Yeah, I mean,
Of course
well,
the Russ
we're just trying to
Sanchez
we're just trying to wait for people to pile in so that we know that let them
Yeah.
see that we're live. You can make another announcement if you want, like a here or whatever. That's fine.
I'm gonna live commentate the Celtics or Pels.
Okay.
bro.
That
Oh
sounds like a
man,
terrible idea.
that sounds like a
That sounds-
horrible
that's a
idea.
terrible
Yeah,
idea.
I don't know if you should do that.
his volume.
Okay, I'm just gonna one thing I'm gonna do before we fully get started. I'm gonna go and post this to the Crash Glass Twitter, saying that we are live now, and then after that, let me see. Okay, wait. We live episode 3.
3.
15.1
Dennis Smith
seconds on
Jr.
the clock.
starting tonight at point guard for the Pistons. Down bad.
Oh no, they are.
Oh,
Hey,
Down.
hell no.
I hope he
bad.
kills it though. I hope he kills it.
I
Yeah.
hope for the best. I hope for the best. I hope-
Fuck
Yeah, I
him.
hope for the best,
Fuck
but
him being down,
down
bad.
bad.
That would mean Killian's down bad. Killian is down horrendous.
Down
You know what's
horrendous.
He's hurt though, right?
Like,
Yeah,
hurt.
he's hurt. Yeah,
Killian.
yeah.
Either way.
The Cavs must be down bad.
What do you mean? How is he down bad if he's hurt?
Bro, imagine a scenario where Dennis Smith Jr. takes his spot in the starting room.
But that
And
he's
now
only starting
You're
because
coming
he's
off the
injured.
bench for the Pistons. But I'm
He's
saying,
only-
like, in a scenario where he comes back and he still doesn't get that starting.
If anybody who's down bad is DeLon Wright, bro, that man's a hooper. They
DeLon
start Dennis Smith
Wright.
Jr. over
Wait, what's his previous team?
the Mavericks.
Alright.
Pretty sure.
All right, we
Yeah,
ready to
you
go?
got the
I think we had enough time to just sort of warm up. All right, everyone ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to episode 3. This is the Crash Glass Podcast coming straight to you live from the BBU Discord server VC. If you know what BBU is, best basketball Discord server around. The link is in the description below. Come and join today. We talk about all kinds of basketball from like now current day and from like way back in the 50s, 60s, whatever. We got you. All the debates are open. Anyways, so what we have someone else on today, Gen 4. He's supposed to be on the last couple of weeks, but now he's here, and he's gonna have his little segment to start off. Well, not little. It's still important. We value every segment equally. And
I
we're
appreciate
gonna be discussing
Equal rights.
Anyways, okay, so yeah, Gen 4 is going to have a segment, as it says in the topics area, of up-and-coming player report. Yeah, take it away, Gen 4. Or if you want to introduce yourself to the podcast, not a lot of people here are familiar.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, nice to meet y'all. As you heard from my boy Chad, I am Gen 4, a former part of the previous Crash Glass podcast. I mean, the previous iteration of it, HTP.
Rest in peace,
And
rest
I'm
in
here
peace.
to give you a little rundown on my favorite players from outside the NBA. This will be a weekly segment for me, and I'm gonna give you either a player from the EuroLeague or a player in high school that I think is gonna be a sleeper in college in the NBA, or even a low mid-major college player who I think can really shake things up in the NBA. And today's player, I'm gonna start it off with somebody y'all should know. He's been a problem for years. He's always made a difference on the court, and I think he's on his way back to the NBA. Ladies and gentlemen, from CSKA Moscow in the EuroLeague,
Moscow!
Mike James.
Oh no,
That's Moscow.
Mike James.
Mike
Yes,
James.
sir, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, what?
This man right here, guard from the U.S. of course, guard averaging 20 points per game on 51% from the field, 36% from three, 6 assists per game,
Oh wow.
and averaging a whole entire steal. That's right, a whole entire steal, ladies and gentlemen. Not only that, a 6'1" guard averaging damn near a block per game. Think about that for a second.
Ooh.
Yeah, this man has always been a problem. He's always been able to heat up in a hurry. You may have heard him before when he made a short little appearance on the Phoenix Suns, but he went overseas to, deepen his bag, because everybody's got to have a bag these days. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, Mike James has a bag and a half. The step back, the hezzy, the cross, the spin move, the up and under fillet.
He can finish too. Holy, I'm watching this right now. He can finish. Holy.
I told you, my man is a bucket, and it's only a matter of time for an NBA team realize that. They probably already have realized that. I'm saying this like Mike James is somebody who people are going to find out about. He's already been found out about. This year or next year, you have my word, this man will be in the NBA, and he will play a huge part on somebody's playoff team. And you can take that to the bank.
All right.
How old is he?
Does he not know?
how old
Does
is
he not
Mike
know? Do you not know?
Wait,
How old's Mike
what
James
happened?
again?
What happened?
How old is he?
Oh, he is. Well, damn.
This guy doesn't
He
even
was,
know.
no,
Watch this
actually,
man being his,
he was no. Calm down. My man's was born in 1990.
So he's 30.
He's
He's
31.
31?
Hey, that
30.
means he's
31, but
experienced.
hey,
He's a savvy
Age
vet.
doesn't matter. And also, that's not that crazy, Jonah. 31 is not old for an NBA player.
Yes, it is.
That
It's not.
it's not.
Brad,
It's like
because
mid.
Brad
It's,
Wanamaker.
it's,
No, because Brad Wanamaker came over to the league when he was like 31 or like 30. So we
okay.
can't even say that that's
Okay.
Brad
that's a
Wanamaker's
good
not good, also, by the way. So I mean,
okay,
But he
Mike
made it to
James
the
is good, so it
NBA?
doesn't matter, right?
Did he make it to the NBA, Brad Wanamaker? Oh yeah, he did. So
He
this.
definitely did.
He's not
Currently,
gonna
Brad
be in
Wanamaker
NBA
is
much
31
longer.
years old.
All right. Okay. All right. Sounds good. So now, upcoming player report. Mike James. Keep on the lookout. You might be seeing him on your nearest NBA team. All righty. So, next up, this is also a topic that Gen 4 also suggested this week. Gen 4 put out a tweet, and I'm going to read it for all y'all.
Of course, you gotta plug me. You gotta plug me too.
You gotta, yeah. I just gotta find, what the actual Twitter is. I put the link. I put your Twitter at Gen4 Glockboy on Twitter. I'll paste it in the chat.
Sir, ladies and gentlemen, go follow your boy. Go
follow
follow your boy.
there,
I
follow
post.
there.
I tweet some bangers, some underrated bangers.
Jonah, did you announce it to the server like that we're live?
yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Cool.
he did.
Okay. All right. Okay. So there needs to be a discussion on getting Charles Barkley and Shaq off of TV. They don't watch or care about basketball, it seems, and their takes are worse than people on Twitter. Hire people who actually care about and appreciate today's game and don't just hate on young guys. And I responded with pod topic, and he responded with just some dude that was just laughing while he was getting into the back of a police car. Oh no, just the back of a car. Anyways. But yeah. So I am going to let Gen 4 lead off on this topic about nationally televised analysts like Shaq and Charles and why they should be removed.
Chad? Well, I don't think that I really have to explain this to a lot of people. If you're a basketball fan, if you're an NBA fan, and if you watch NBA if you watch NBA on TNT and Inside the NBA, you know what I'm talking about. That whole entire panel, of whether it's Shaq, Kenny, and Chuck, or it's Chris Webber, Dwayne Wade, and Candace Parker, or some type of weird. Oh, actually, I'll say Candace. That three-man panel of Candace Parker, Dwayne Wade, and Ernie Johnson, or whoever's there. That's pretty good. I don't have a problem with that. But the problem I have with Shaq, Chuck, and Kenny is it seems like the only two people at that table with a brain are Ernie who's a moderator, so he doesn't even really count. He doesn't really give his opinion on anything, so he doesn't really count. And Kenny, I haven't heard him say anything too insane, so that's another problem. But like y'all gotta realize, TNT has literally turned it into a running joke in a theme in a game, a little game every single week or like every single month for Chuck to be tested on who do he play for. And they give him regular role players. Like this wasn't like I'm not gonna lie. At the beginning, it was like, yeah, they'd give like some random dude who rides the bench on like the 2013 Sacramento Kings, and nobody really should know him, but they gave him to Chuck anyway. But now it's regular dudes. It's Austin Rivers. It's Wesley Matthews. It's like it's Ish Smith. It's like people you should know what team they're on, or like they're regular people. You should at least have an idea that they're still in the NBA. And you have Chuck out here making an absolute fool of himself, saying dumb things over and over and over. Players that don't even play in the league anymore. He knows their name, but somehow he doesn't know the name of a player who's like an important role player on a playoff team. That doesn't make any sense. Shaq didn't even know the name of Christian Wood. Matter of fact, let me bring that back a little bit. More on Shaq. I don't think that I believe Shaq is in the same lane as Charles Barkley when it comes to he doesn't know a lot of regular like role players or like impact players on certain teams. But also Shaq is just a hating ass. I can't finish that sentence because I don't want us to get demonetized. But Shaq is a hater. Shaq is one of the worst haters I've ever seen in my life.
We cuss on this pod,
I
so
believe-
I mean, you're good.
Oh yeah, all right. That's perfect. Shaq is a hating ass nigga.
Oh, we didn't mean that.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but
Not that
no.
word.
All right, we may be demonetized this time, but I do not care because Shaq.
That's fine. That's fine.
Has it
Shaq
been going
is-
for 5 minutes?
If this wasn't live, you could have just put like a censor sound effect.
But I'm sorry, but Shaq just goes out of his way to talk down on people and make fun of random people for whatever reason. We saw what happened with JaVale McGee for years. It became a thing where JaVale McGee just missed like a contested layup. It's like, oh, Shaq did a fool. Oh, JaVale McGee sucks. And like the other people on the show are uncomfortable watching him just repeatedly take shots at JaVale. It turned into a whole entire Twitter argument. They're about to fight. And you see what's happening to Dwight Howard, where he just doesn't believe Dwight Howard deserves anything in his career at all. As a matter of fact, he doesn't like any big man in the NBA. Let me just put it that way. He doesn't like any big man in the NBA. We saw it with JaVale. We're still kind of seeing it with Dwight. And just recently we're seeing it with Rudy Gobert, where he hates on literally anything Rudy Gobert does. And he's turned into this weird he hasn't even turned into it. He's always been this way. Like if we're being honest, Shaq has always been pretty like a narcissist. He always has been. I've never seen a time where Shaq has just seemed like a humble, kind, regular dude.
Mm-mm.
He just recently told Donovan Mitchell, I don't think you're that good of a player, even though his team was like the Jazz before they went on that little 9-game run, and they're still currently the best team in the league. But before they went that little run, they still were a good team.
Can we just
Donovan Mitchell was still putting up good stats.
Hold on. Can we
like-
give like mad props for D Mitch for like playing that off so well, like just straight.
Of course, yeah.
He
Props to
stood up.
D-Mitch, 'cause
He
I know
stood
if
up
I was in
Shaq
that
on
position-
national television. Oh man.
If I was in his position, I would have done what Christian Wood did, but it would have been worse. Like Christian Wood, like he called him a casual. It was kind of in a semi-joking tone, but we know it really wasn't. Like it was like you could tell he was pissed off. I would have been worse. If we would have had, you would have had to like kick me off of the set, off of
Right.
TV, because I can't possibly take that type of disrespect from a dude who I'm supposed to be like. Shaq's supposed to be a guy people look up to.
Mhm.
Like Shaq's supposed to be some dude. Yo, I watched Shaq when I was younger. I love getting advice from this dude. And then you get to the NBA, you get into the league, and this dude either A, doesn't know who you are, B, is clowning you because he's never really heard of you before, or C, he's just gonna hate on you nonstop. Like I don't understand how, as a basketball analyst, you can be comfortable, and as a company, as TNT, you can be comfortable with a dude just going out there and saying some of dumbest shit I have ever heard. We don't have this. They don't have this issue on ESPN. Like they have this issue where they have like people have bad takes. No, like
Yeah.
no, Chad. I understand. Like people have bad takes, but you don't hear players openly like hating. Like the closest you get to an open hater is probably Paul Pierce, and Paul Pierce just
Paul
has like
Pierce.
this weird.
He's just a clown. He's a clown. Bro.
Paul Pierce.
No,
yeah.
he's a clown, but like he doesn't have. I think he doesn't have like as many accolades, so he can't really be as narcissistic as he wants. But the problem with Shaq is Shaq has the finals MVP. Shaq has the rings. Shaq has the All-Star appearances. Shaq has the clout. Shaq has the money. Shaq can do whatever Shaq feels he can do whatever he wants because of the amount of stuff I'll admit he's worked for in his life. I'm not gonna say Shaq hasn't earned some of the stuff in his life, but he needs to stop with this whole entire. I'm just gonna be the biggest hater in the NBA and nobody can say anything about it because I have rings. Because Shaq, newsflash, you don't even have that many rings compared to some other people who are in better positions than you legacy wise. So I don't know why this is.
He's got 4 rings.
But yeah.
Right.
He
Okay.
got 4 rings.
There's plenty of like they
Okay.
could have. I would not mind them just getting rid of those 2 guys in general and just replace
Oh
with Candace,
no,
replace
no,
with
no, no,
D-Wade.
no. That's where you're.
No,
Okay.
I would rather have Candace.
Gen 4, you're completely
rather.
wrong.
Okay. Now I will say I know Jeff 4, you have a lot to say about this clearly, but I do not want to like have this topic go on for too long. So I'm gonna have you just kind of sum it up real quick,
No problem.
finish it up, and then we're gonna let other people kind of discuss on it. So.
Oh yeah, I'm done. That's basically what I'm saying.
Okay.
I just don't appreciate
All right.
how Shaq and Chuck act, and I feel like TNT should move in another direction.
No, yeah, I
Give them
think
a different segment.
I agree with Gen 4. Thanks, Ash. Thanks for your. I agree.
What happened?
Awkward.
I agree. The man who's talking. Yes, that guy. What he said is yes. Anyways, what I'm gonna say about the topic is that it's clear what this whole thing is. They're not gonna go away. They're not gonna be going anywhere. They're big names with personalities that are going to be there forever because it gets them the views, it gets the clicks, and all that stuff. And everyone knows when they think of basketball or they watch basketball from time to time, they're gonna know what the TNT at half or inside the NBA panel is with Shaq, Kenny, and Charles and
Chuck and
Ernie and like those guys, right? So they're not gonna go away. They're gonna stay the same. There would have to be something massively controversial in order for something to go wrong. And like if the JaVale McGee thing wasn't enough, then this is not even close. Because
Yeah.
the JaVale McGee thing was nuts. Because they had him on every single week over some stuff that's like harmless. Stuff that's like not even in anyone's eyes Shaqtin' a Fool worthy. But at the end of it, like he still had him on there every week, and then JaVale was just like, "Hey man, I'm sitting here like you're kind of like painting me as this basketball guy who's stupid and doesn't know what he's doing and stuff like that." Yeah.
Like, that type of stuff ruins people's careers.
And that kind of stuff like that. Yeah, because obviously everyone.
It damn near did ruin his career.
It damn near ruined his, but then JaVale McGee recovered with some rings with the Warriors, with the Lakers. So huge shout out to JaVale for recovering from that. And then JaVale just went through this childish, like that Twitter battle was so childish. Like I couldn't believe what I was watching. The mothers had to get in the way. If y'all know what SB Nation, or I guess they're now known as Secret Base, they had that video out of the beef of Shaq and JaVale McGee through the Shaqtin' the Fool thing, and then they had this huge Twitter beef and stuff like that. Shaq kept posting all these photos of crybaby JaVale and stuff like that, and it was stupid. It was some child 5th grade level, like yeah, you're a crybaby kind of stuff. And then the mothers got in the way. Meanwhile, these guys, Shaq is in his 40s, 50s now, 40s I think, right? He's in his 40s.
I think it might be 50s at this point.
It might be 50s
He's
at this
probably
point.
in the 50s.
Yeah, around late 40s.
Yeah. So now you have that, and then on top of that, Turner Sports has to go to Shaq himself and say stop. So if that wasn't enough to get rid of someone like Shaq, then none of this will be like enough. Now, all I'm really gonna say besides that is that it's clear that they just follow the motto of outlandish takes from big names equals massive clicks, views, tune-ins, whatever, right? They need those ratings
Money.
and the money, and so that's not gonna go away. They got these big
Chuck
personalities.
guarantee.
Like I guarantee Shaq and Charles hate each other, but anyways.
I
Yeah,
disagree.
to confirm, 48-year-old man. 48-year-old man getting in Twitter beef. 48-year-old man.
48
I disagree. I disagree with Shaq and Charles. I think
Okay.
they actually have.
Okay, and
Shaq said that Chuck is like a big brother to him.
Yeah,
Oh,
he said
okay.
it's a big.
Okay,
so
fine.
they're definitely close.
Then
I still think.
then that's me not getting into that. Then not looking into that much. And then also, don't forget about the Dwight Howard treatment. Don't forget about that. That was
No, yeah, I mean, like almost any analyst though. Like, there's a lot of analysts out there are haters of other players. I mean, Skip, you see that with LeBron.
not to Shaq's level.
Maybe not the Shaq. I mean, Skip. I don't know. Skip always mentions LeBron. I know it's LeBron, but Skip has always been on LeBron's case ever since he's been in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Shaq's a player. He used to be played. That's the difference.
Yeah,
but-
I mean,
with actual
Skip would-
Yeah,
credibility.
not to.
Sort of.
I
Now,
mean-
he's if anything, he's getting rid of his. He's like literally like removing his credibility of the league with like what he's doing on.
Yeah,
Team
and at
King.
least Skip knows who players are. At least Skip knows who
I
he's
mean,
slandering.
I understand that. I'm saying like, but the hater mentality of some of the analysts when they choose to hate on players is like that's not nothing new because Skip's been doing that.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Oh, and then of course, as a Raptors fan, I have to mention this. So Shaq, are you ready to talk about Pascal? No, I want to talk about Siakam.
Yeah, like
I rest
perfect
my
example. Like how do you not know what?
Who was an all-star starter last year, might I add?
He probably thought he was talking about
just
Pedro
never
Pascal.
bothered to know his last name. You just never like.
No, first name, but yeah. Like
First
I
name,
agree.
yeah, first.
First
He was
name.
supposed to say.
So I mean,
That's crazy to me. Shaq sometimes has the takes of somebody who just started watching basketball and is like figuring out the players' names.
Mhm.
like, the back of
I
their
used to wonder
jerseys while
if
watching
they're
a game on
trolling
TV.
at times, but
So
I don't. Yeah.
Shaq is one of those dudes who says some dumb shit and it's so dumb that he has to pretend that he was trolling afterward. Like,
yeah,
Yeah, like
pretty
at
much.
least when Chuck does it, he's actually funny. Like I don't find Shaq that funny.
because Shaq's only joke is something about rings and being around your fat Chuck. Aha, like, it's, all right, bro.
He's just the gimmick. He's just the gimmick. He's not funny.
I mean, but that whole entire crew is just—they're all great together. So none of them are replaceable.
They're not replaceable. No, it's clear. And didn't
They're way.
fun fact, Shaq said that right before he wanted to retire that he wanted to replace Kenny. He said, "Oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
yeah,
I
he
remember
wanted
seeing
to
that.
replace Kenny." So he was hating his own
I
panel.
think I wouldn't mind them staying on TV. Put them on open court or something, bro. Just have them permanently stay on open court.
Not
Have them
like
talk about the old days,
Yeah.
and something stuff like that. and
not like
that'll
for
be
a
fine,
halftime
but-
report where they're like actually supposed to like say, "Oh, what's been going on in the game?" I don't know. We didn't watch it.
I mean, like I said, I think they're a big. I disagree with you there because I think they're very entertaining and actually, there's legit people that tune into Inside the NBA just
Okay.
because of those people.
Okay. All right.
I
John.
disagree with that.
You're an example of a person who wants more like if entertainment's there, then you don't really mind. But for a lot of other people, they want genuine analytic, like they like to analyze a game like that knows what they're talking
Not-
about and actually gives a shit about what they're talking about, right? But
Wait, hold on.
then there
Wait,
are others that are just genuinely like, oh yeah, they're funny, so I don't care.
I think there's, but
the thing-
I think the mass audience will like the entertainment over the analytics part of it. I
Mhm.
think that's the thing. But they're kind of just
Yeah.
related. Because most of the people are like talking about basketball fans. They're more so going to be casual about their watching. They're not going to be looking up all the stats. They're not going to be researching players. It probably is. Some of them are just tuning in for a game and just wanting to see a nice game.
But
And
here's-
Jack and Kenny
here's-
and all of them just enhance the environment to make it just a better situation.
But before
The
anyone
issue
else,
is, I don't think it's not even a. I'm gonna let everybody else go. I just wanted to add this quick little part. It doesn't have to be an analytics thing. It's just like give an honest opinion about the
Yeah.
game that makes sense. Don't
yeah, especially
like
being
just
paid
focus on the best
a
player
whole
on the
lot of
court
money
and
to
then
do
don't have
so.
anything else to say about the topic. Like, come on now.
Yeah, being paid a whole lot of money to do so and stuff. But okay, yeah, Kemba, Marcus, Sato. We haven't heard too much of y'all's opinions on this, so I'm gonna start off with Sato on this. Well, what's your opinion on this whole thing?
TNT, there's no way they're gonna fire them or like change them because at the end of the day, there's more people who are like casual fans than hardcore fans. So if there's analysis, I think most people would just turn it off unless
Mhm.
there's like someone bringing entertainment into it.
Mm-mm.
That's all I gotta say, really.
Okay, Marcus, you haven't said a damn word this entire goddamn stream, so I mean, show that you're alive. Are you alive?
I have. Uh, Basically, my whole view on it, like, yeah, you're not gonna be able to remove not only Shaq but Chuck off of that show because they're like two of the most like greatest players of all time. I understand like what they do on the show is very childish half of the time, but you still have to understand like the casuals. A lot of the people they're just tuning in because they want to see that entertainment between the game, and they do like Kenny and wait, Kenny Kenny gives enough analytical like prowess for enough like the casual viewers to actually be fine with it. And
Mhm.
like Shaq and Chuck, they might say a couple things about the game, but they're really just there to be entertainers, basically. So obviously, I think like Shaq and Chuck, they should cool down with the dumb shit that they do 24/7. But
Mhm.
yeah, I don't think that you could like really remove them from their positions.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, I basically agree with everything Marcus said. I mean, they're there for entertainment. I mean, I do agree they should probably cool down on a little bit of the stunts they do, but um, to remove them as a show, I don't know. They're just there to be funny, and if that's their job, then yeah, I mean, I say keep them.
My
Maybe not right after the game. Maybe they could have like a little segment, but
it's gonna
yeah,
take a lot for
me
someone like
as
Shaq
a
to be removed.
and me as a
yeah.
viewer,
Someone like
Absolutely,
Shaq,
it won't happen. I
he's
mean,
never been told no in his life.
they already talk about controversial stuff on there anyway, so there's just no way.
Yeah, that's why I said
and
a
me as
lot.
Yeah, you think JaVale McGee would say something by now? Like, yeah, I don't know. It's
me
probably
as a
not
viewer,
happening.
I prefer TNT like the halftime show much more than the what you call it than ESPN, and those are like the only two NBA providers. So I much rather watch TNT than ESPN half of the time because I prefer their commentators,
Mhm.
even though they have Chris Webber. Oh,
Chris
but
Webber.
Jesus Christ, Chris Webber, man.
Yeah, he's tough.
All right. Well, anyways, okay, we've been on this topic for like 20 minutes plus, so let's just get a move on this topic. So Giannis Antetokounmpo, his Bucks are off to not really a start that I think a lot of people have expected throughout the year. Throughout this year, have dropped I think 5 L's in a row. 2 back-to-back against the Raptors, and just had some pretty bad games. And I think what is their record without Drew Holiday? 1-4 or 5. I think it was like 1-5, right? 1-5 without Drew Holiday. And I mean, you could argue that Drew Holiday is a major impact like that, especially defensively, and even scoring wise too. But I think with the way the Bucks are at, what they're in right now, with the situation with like they're losing and stuff like that. A lot of people, like some people in this panel, would say give them expectations of like coming out of the East or in making the finals, which obviously this team with the way they've been playing recently, that's not going to cut coming out of the East, right? So, I'm gonna let someone who has said that the Bucks are gonna come out of the East, Jonah. What are you? What? So the main question here actually is more specific to Giannis. This isn't really about the Bucks as a whole, because Giannis obviously shooting wise has been struggling this year. So should Giannis develop a post shooting bag or should he develop a pull up bag?
Ultimately, I think in today's NBA, I think a pull up or a jump shot type bag would be better for Giannis, just because his ability to be able to space the floor, just to space the floor will pay dividends in the playoffs. Where I feel like with a post up bag, that still affect him come playoff time. Now that being, go ahead. What do you have to say?
What I'm saying is that Giannis, with his physicality, bro, he can draw way more fouls if he was like being posted up more, or if he has the skill to, or like.
I do agree.
Is that a good thing though?
Yeah, I mean it's him going to the free throw line because he's not a good free throw shooter at all. So.
Okay, but let's say.
I mean, I think wait.
He draws doubles anyway. Like if he has an elite skill, draws doubles. That's more open threes.
Oh no, I agree. The post up would be good, but I just think a jump shot would be more beneficial to his team. at all. It also makes him more of a dangerous threat. Well, with post-ups, you can sometimes trap, and I don't know Giannis's ability to be able to pass out of a trap that well. I'm not sure if he's really good at it or bad at it, but I think with the jump shot, that's what he needs to basically take his game to the next level, because every other player around his position is able to shoot the jump shot well. We talk about LeBron, Curry, Harden, Embiid, Jokic, even Luka. They're all able to shoot the ball decently well to really good. If Giannis can even be like a decent shooter, that just takes that team to another level, and that gives them a shot at winning a championship. So,
yeah, I mean, like the thing is that I would say actually, it starts with his free throws. I think specifically.
Yep, I was gonna say that too, Chad.
It starts with the free throws. Obviously, the main thing that that Giannis needs to go after is that, because the teams have been able to easily counter his game by just putting a wall. It's so like the way you just defend him is like, okay, if he starts driving, you either foul him or you make sure that someone is there, like just stacking the paint. But if you see the paint is kind of exposed a little bit and he starts driving, you just foul the guy, because he's just a liability when it comes down to being at the free throw line and stuff like that. And you see teams like the Raptors and teams that play great defense obviously just know how to handle that. And then Giannis goes to the line, and I think I saw Ash what he said in the chat. His body isn't really able to become a good shooter. Fine, but I think we're looking for a guy who could be a good, like, semi-decent, like all you would really need is like LeBron's free throws percentage. Like that's not like, even for his body type, that's not super, well, I mean, I'm not going to say it's not difficult. I'm going to say it's more like, he could definitely get to that level, working on that, especially considering he's got time, he's at that age and stuff, where he has time to work on that. And, he's probably maybe a little bit newer to his body than, how he came into the NBA with the body that he had in the NBA, a little more skinny, nimble, and all that. But, I mean, besides the point, Giannis, it starts with the free throws. And then after that, if you go to the question of post up or pull up, like a pull up jumper,
mid-range,
like a mid range and stuff like that, then yeah, I would say post up midi, because like you could get fouls off of that if he starts hitting them. So I mean, yeah, of course, I'm gonna say to go to the question, it starts with free throws, but then if it if it has that problem sort of I guess semi fixed, kind of like to the LeBron level, then post up.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, Chad, I have a question for you. Okay, so you remember 2019 playoffs? Do you think if Giannis had like a consistent free throw shot, do you think they win that series against the Raptors? Like at this point in his career, I'm not saying it's impossible to develop one, but he's kind of a little bit far into his career to like develop like a real consistent 3-point shot. But I think all he needs to really do is just learn how to make free throws. Just make your free throws, get attention from the paint like you always do, and get fouls, and make your free throws.
Right.
Get 3-pointers the old-fashioned way, man.
Because he is like seriously dangerous at that point. Seriously a dangerous player.
Yeah.
And he's almost unstoppable. Yeah, but Marcus, do you have anything else? Do you have anything to add to this?
Oh, I was gonna say I think he should develop a face-up game, because, like, if he were to develop a post game, it's just gonna amplify the problems that he finds in the playoffs even more. Because once you start doing the post, the wall is just gonna become much more effective, because you're gonna get more triples and shit like that. As well as when it comes to like a space up or face up game, he's going to be much more portable, and it's going to expand his game even better, because you're going to have a much bigger threat on the perimeter than when you just have the same exact idea of people just playing off of you and just waiting for you to drive into the paint. If you can have a respectful jump shot, you should be fine, and you should be able to hit the jump shots from then. So I think he should develop a face-up game. But even if he develop a post-up game, I just don't think it will be that very effective for him in this situation.
Yeah. Okay, and I'm going to go over to the chat really quickly because Asher is in the chat right now. Let's
Mhm.
see. His body
He's
isn't
doing
really
well.
able to become a good shooter. His main focus should just be go back to being a mid-70s free throw shooter and develop your mid-post game. Not every big needs to be able to shoot. Also, Giannis should be a center, not a power forward. If Giannis has those free throws and mid-post game, he could easily be a more dynamic offensive threat. Teams will be willing to foul him as much as that'll result in modern-day Shaq types of gravity. Yeah, I mean, the center part's actually quite
That
interesting.
is true. That is true.
I didn't think of the center part really. But yeah. Okay, I see that being the case. Does anyone else have anything else to add to the Ben Simmons topic as a whole? Not Ben Simmons. That's
Oh
what we're talking about next.
Lord.
Giannis topic. That's the next topic. But
I mean, all I'm gonna say is with the Bucks struggling, I'm just gonna talk about the Bucks. Like, I'm just gonna
I,
say Mike Budenholzer needs to make some adjustments to his defense. That's what
He
I'm saying.
does.
mm-hmm.
Oh, can we also talk
the
about
only thing I have to
Kemba just
add.
game?
Wait, I'll let Marcus finish.
Yeah, Cardio Kemba just lost the game for the Celtics.
Did he?
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need to. We need to have a little. We need to have a dialogue about Kemba, and then.
Okay, but
need
we'll
to
have that
start a
for later on. We'll
dialogue.
have that for later on. We'll have that for later.
Kemba's ass.
But
man.
yeah, all I want to say is like, how many more years is it gonna go, bro? Like, how many more years are we gonna do this whole entire thing where we discuss what can Giannis do, to fix his game? What can he add to his game to be more effective? I'm tired of having this conversation. We've had this conversation at the beginning of the year. We're having it now. We had it last year. We had the year before that. We've been having it since like his second year when he
Right.
started being a decent player. Like I'm tired of the whole
I-
entire what can Giannis do to become better. Just do it.
It's
Like
clear.
I'm sorry. I don't want to sound ignorant. I don't want to sound impatient, but I kind of am. Just do it. I'm not gonna sit here and keep on analyzing you, seeing what you can do to become effective in the playoffs, and you're still not doing it.
It's
Like
cle-
you just you attempt to do it in like a random regular season game. You'll take like 8 threes or some dumb shit, like every once in a while, and then for the rest of the season you're just back to being regular old Giannis. Like I'm not gonna. It's the same thing with the Ben Simmons thing. I'm tired of it. I'm not gonna just like I'm tired of just sitting here wondering when you're gonna decide to advance your game or expand your game, and continuously it doesn't happen. You do it for a little while and then you stop because it's either boring or it's too hard for you to deal with, or or you're literally hurting your team by attempting to do so. Like I'm just tired of it. So until Giannis can have that conversation, I don't really feel the need to give my input on Giannis Antetokounmpo in his game. Because I mean, we saw what happened last year. As a Heat fan, I don't even have to say anything. We saw what happened last year.
Are you good, Gen 4?
I am.
Yeah,
It's just
you seem a little
no,
tense, my guy.
no. I'm a little fired up. You know why I'm a little fired up? Because it's just like Giannis gets so much like praise and stuff, and it's like for a player to be compared to Shaq, yet you don't have a post game. I don't like that like I understand it's a gravity thing. Like yeah, I understand that, but still, you're getting compared to Shaq without a post game. So that means you can't shoot. You're not that good of a dribbler. You're not really that great of a playmaker for the level of player that you are, for what your like your expectations are. Like you're a
Stature.
superstar in the league. You're an MVP. You're not that great of a playmaker. You have no post game. So, bro, I'm not really interested in just sitting here praising and analyzing and hoping that a dude who just like to quote Harden. I'm not really that much of a Harden fan. I'm not a fan of what a lot of stuff he says. But to quote Harden, I'm not really gonna just sit here and continuously wonder what's gonna happen with a dude who just runs to the rim every single game
And
nonstop. And that's the
don't.
only thing he has in his game.
I mean,
Like
it's unstoppable
occasionally he
until his
has
team
like
is garbage.
I'm not gonna lie, like occasionally every once in a while Giannis has like this insane display of athleticism where he does some incredible play that doesn't have to do with just dunking the ball. Like he'll throw some insane pass based on how long his arms are or how long he floated in the air or get a nice and one layup. But it's just like that. It's a once in a blue moon. So I'm not.
Mhm.
I don't really feel interested in talking about a dude who just runs to the rim nonstop to get all his buckets and has yet to show any other part of his game that's gonna have teams concerned about it.
Well, first off, damn. Second off, I think that the main thing is that the Bucks have so much potential as a team with someone like Giannis, and like especially considering where they or maybe like the potential that they were like held to when Giannis became this MVP caliber player back like a couple of years ago. And
Oh yeah, I don't want to sit here and act like I'm saying Giannis is not a huge like part of the Bucks' success, and he's not a great asset in the Bucks play. He's not an amazing superstar in today's league, but I just don't believe Giannis is that great of a basketball player when we come down to just overall skills, dexterity, and I'm sorry, I hate to say it, his bag. Giannis doesn't have a bag.
His
He needs to
bag.
develop. He needs to at least have something in the bag. Like he needs to put I don't know, bro. Put some Vaseline in the bag. Put like
Some
Paracet. Do
Vaseline.
some
something. There needs to be
Vaseline.
something, bro. There needs to be something in your bag, bro. And Giannis should just carry around an empty like MCM bag. Like that's
Well, to be
Giannis
fair,
is
I
an
don't think you need a bag to be like considered a really great player.
No, but you need a bag in order to
I
at least
mean,
make it to the finals. Like you're not Giannis is literally we've seen it year after year. Giannis is not making it to the finals because he doesn't have anything else to offer than yet besides running to the rim, dunking the ball, and occasionally getting a chase down block. Like there's not really much else that he can do.
that's
So
not the
yeah,
fucking
he's gonna
reason
have
why.
his stats. He's gonna have his stats.
I think what Gen
But
4 is
I
trying to
don't
say is like have an offense that's less predictable.
I understand that, but even then, it comes down to his fucking teammates because when he's in the playoff series and they're giving him the ball, like the fucking gravity and this fucking spacing that he's generating for his teammates should
now
give them
Marcus.
wide open jump shots and they don't hit
Now,
the fucking
Marcus,
spots.
I agree with you, but here's the issue that I have with that. While you're not wrong, Giannis in that situation where in a situation where his teammates aren't really stepping up, Giannis's game doesn't even give himself the opportunity to carry that team. He doesn't have anything that if the wall's being set up and his teammates aren't really doing as much as you'd like them to, he doesn't even put himself in a position where he can bring something else out, something different to the game that's going to help his team win. It's just like, oh, they formed the wall. My teams aren't taking their shots. Well, I guess we're screwed. Like that can't be the answer.
That's
That can't
every
every
superstar.
single time. No, but like it
LeBron does
isn't
the
though. That's the.
same exact shit, bro.
But what I'm saying is LeBron
Okay.
at least has other things in his game that he can possibly bring there
Yeah.
to at least make the game close. Like Giannis only has that one part of his game, and if you take away that one part of his game, he literally has nothing else. With LeBron, with I don't know, Embiid, with any other player you want to bring up, yeah, they may have other parts of their game that aren't as strong, and maybe you can force them to play through their weaknesses. But with Giannis, it's just straight up, okay, we take this part of the way, we take this part of the game away from him, we win, and that's literally it. And it can't be that way.
I mean, they're not taking only one part away because he is playmaking, and they're just not doing anything. What is he supposed to do?
What I'm saying is he can't just have that one part where it's I'm going to drive the whole entire time, and if they close out of me, I'm going to kick it out, and if that doesn't work, well, we don't have anything else. I don't have the opportunity to shoot
Like
an outside jump
if
shot.
that
I
doesn't
don't
work,
have a
turnover.
post game. Like it cannot possibly be that way. You need to have something else. You need to have another way of scoring. Because I'm not gonna make an excuse for you because I'm sorry, they're stopping you from running to the rim every single time, and your teammates aren't hitting their jump shots. And since you can't shoot a jump shot, oh well, I feel bad for you. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not. I
Man,
can't.
and you see the amount of threes. Giannis takes like quite a bit of threes. I'm not sure what the average is, but
I
for
think he's taking 5 a game this season.
he's
5
taking
to 4.
5 a game, 5 to 4. Yeah, that seems about right. He for his career in general, he is shooting 28%. This year he's shooting 27.6. And so obviously there's no improvement there. So we might not, especially with the way his body has been developing throughout his career. I think he needs to sort of shy away and maybe have that as like a sort of a bailout kind of situation because he has proven at times that he can hit it. He can be streaky, I guess. But then you got to figure out that, maybe in that situation you don't need to have like a pull up like 10 seconds left on the shot clock. I don't think you need to be pulling up for a three from the top of the key.
Who was the player who said it? I believe it was Devin Booker. I believe it was just past week. Devin Booker, I believe it was, who said once we saw Giannis shooting a pull up mid range, we knew we had the game won. Like that can't possibly be as an MVP,
Wait, was that the
supposedly one of the top 5 players in the
Would be
league. That
both.
can't be somebody. There was
Was that the
Debo.
missed game winner?
Yeah,
That was not Oladipo.
yeah,
What?
the missed game winner.
That was the missed game winner. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, anyways, so I think we're gonna move on to the next one. And I'm gonna save this tweet for the Kemba topic. Wow. Okay. But
The
anyway, so
oh,
yeah, I just saw a tweet that was funny. But anyway, so we're gonna move on to the guy that I mistakenly mentioned besides Giannis. Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons made a claim. About how long ago was it? Was it like a few days
2
ago?
weeks ago.
2 weeks ago?
Week ago.
I
Like a
mean,
week.
Oh, it was a
like
week. It was a
week.
week ago, I think.
It
Yeah.
was after the Blazers game.
Okay, yeah, so it was a week ago. So Ben Simmons made a claim via interview that he was the best defender in the league, right? Just simply he was the best defender. And I'm gonna let a Sixers fan lead off on this because it's only right. Kemba, what are your thoughts on this comment?
I mean, I see nothing wrong with him saying that because I mean, if you're in the NBA, you have to have that mindset
Right.
that
Okay,
you're
okay.
the best.
It's
at
it's
what
not
you
like
do.
it's not like there's anything wrong with it. It's just that I think it's like leaves it out for discussion. Considering, okay, he said it. What do people think about that? Is it true what he said? Is it like it's just more like what's your opinion on it?
I think he's the best perimeter defender. He has a lot of versatility. He can guard 1 through 5, depending on the 5. He's quick hands, can get through screens. He takes up a lot of space because he's like what 6'10", 6'11".
Mm-hmm.
He has insane lateral speed for his height. Like, I mean, he's pretty close. He's pretty close to it, I'd say.
Okay. Who else wants to chime in on this topic?
I personally disagree, I don't disagree, but him saying he's the best defender, I disagree with. I think it's more, you could say, if you're talking about strictly perimeter defender and at the guard spot, you could say he's definitely the best defender. But what I value with a defender is someone like Giannis, someone like Anthony Davis that could basically be elite at both levels as a shot blocker and an ability to be able to guard the 1 through 5 as the perimeter. I don't really think he's there as a shot blocker. So, I mean, I just personally disagree. But yeah, he's still a very good defender. And I respect his confidence. I mean, you got to be confident about yourself. So, I mean, I have no problem with the take. I just disagree with it.
Okay. Sato?
See him becoming like a good weak side help defender because of his height and because depending because he might be guarding a point guard due to his matchup. So if he's standing in the corner, then yeah, I guess. But that's about it when it comes to interior defense. Maybe a good post-up defender in the future, but other than that, he is already an elite perimeter defender.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Marcus?
Oh, I think Ben has the argument, but I think he's a top 3 defender this season.
Mm-hmm.
He can guard basically any 1 through 4 right now. I don't think he's able to guard 5s. I don't think the statement is so outlandish, but I don't think he's the best defender in the league right now. He can potentially become that in the future if he could learn how to guard the 5, but right now he's amazing at defense. Like the way that he can keep up with perimeter players, switch on perimeter players, and just play the pick and roll, switch on people, guard any play style basically.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then Gen 4?
I don't mind the statement. Now, whether he's the best defender in the league, I believe that's up for debate. He's definitely top 3, like Marcus said. I'm just glad he's confident in something because we already know his lack of confidence in certain other areas. I don't
We're
think
not
I really
talking
need to
about-
bring them up. We're not gonna bring it up, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. So yeah, all I'm gonna say is I'm glad he's confident about something. I'm glad he's self-assured about something. All I'm gonna say about that
That's
topic.
very true. That's very true, and I think I'll have to guess. I'm not really gonna say much on it because I mean, I don't really have much of an opinion on it. It's just that I feel like I mean, sure, it shows confidence when you go out of your way in in an interview to say I'm the best defender in the league, and then we're like, oh, cool, man. I mean, especially you got to know what you're saying when you got guys like Kawhi Leonard that are in the league and Rudy Gobert in the league and and Giannis in the league. Like you got to be very aware of what you're saying, right? There's nothing wrong with it. But you better be aware of the guys that are around you and the defenders that are in the
because
league.
people are gonna
That's
come
for
at you
damn.
now.
Yeah,
I mean,
better
if
be
people
aware.
weren't already coming at Ben, if people weren't already coming at Ben, like Ben had. Matter of fact, Ben got outplayed by Josh Jackson, who was talking smack to him the whole entire time. So if people aren't already coming at Ben, like literally, you can check that game. If you check Sixers versus
Nah,
Pistons,
bro, he
literally
fouled
got
out. He didn't
outplayed
get to
by.
play that much.
All right.
Oh well, he shouldn't have fouled out.
Why
But
did
He should have
foul
fouled out
out?
if he's the best.
But
If he's the best defender in the league, he
That's
shouldn't be
simple
fouling
as
out
that.
like
He's the
that.
best defender in the league. Why are you fouling out? Why are you fouling out against Josh
It
Jackson?
happens. It happens.
That's not-
It happens against Josh Jackson. Well then, I don't know how he's gonna deal with the other guys who are gonna be coming at his neck now. Oh, he's the
There
best
were
defender in
some
the league. All right,
questionable
great.
calls. I'll say that there was some questionable calls.
Everyone
I
gets,
mean,
I
he's
will
playing.
say
I
the
mean,
officiating
you
is
can
shit, but that was
say
last week.
you can say there was questionable calls. He's playing against a questionable player. He's playing
Mhm.
against a questionable G League bust. So
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it
I
shouldn't
see.
even be. It shouldn't even reach. It shouldn't even reach the decision where you're being put up against questionable calls. Like
Right.
guard Josh Jackson. It shouldn't be.
I mean, you can't control officiating. That's just how it is.
Officiating has been horrible, but that was a topic from last week, and we already went over that. But he still got fouled out at the end of the day, and it is what it is. But we're gonna go straight next to the Draymond topic, the post game rant about league's protection of players through trade rumors, and on behalf
One
of the
of his
podcast,
many.
Yeah, one of his many. But on behalf of I think the whole panel here, thank you, Draymond. Thank you for for not giving a shit about the fines. And I mean he's got the paycheck to not care about it, but still, he went out and did it, and it's money out of his pocket. Did he even get fined for that?
I don't think he got fined.
I don't think he got
think he
fined, but he
did,
definitely had a
There was
risk.
no
There was a
announcement.
risk. There was a risk factor, and I agree. I think it's league has zero protection for players in regards to trade rumors and stuff like that. Like, just imagine, like, you have no idea where you're going. You got family most likely to care for and stuff, and then you probably have to move, and if you don't move, you have to live far away from them, and you won't be seeing them for a long time, like, most likely. Like, that is a tough situation, right? Because you got to remember, the trade deadline is at pretty much roughly at the halfway mark of the year, so you can't be like just thinking, oh well, you got like still months of basketball left to play. Well, once in a while, maybe your team will come back to the town that your family's still living in. It's like, basically, long story short, it is a really tough situation for players once they're in trade rumors and stuff like that, right? So when they come out and they express frustration, or let's say they want to get dealt, right? Even let's say they do want to be traded, and then they want to get dealt, but like they get fined for it, while the league is like, we are listening to offers on Anthony Davis, like, and they don't get any sort of punishment for it. That's ridiculous. That's just like, and especially the way like some of the organizations treat players that are like in trade rumors and stuff like that, right? Like, it's tough. So I personally 100% fully agree with what Draymond said, and I'm just gonna leave it there. So whoever wants to take the floor.
I mean, I guess I'll go. On the flip, this may be a hot. I actually kind of partially disagree with what Draymond said.
Uh-oh.
I guess I'm gonna be the hot person here.
Not too late to come back, Jonah.
No, I like I said, I agree partially with what Draymond said, how it is a tough situation, but especially with the NBA, I think the NBA is actually one of the most progressive leagues, especially towards the players, especially compared to the leagues like the NFL and MLB. It's way more progressive for the players than it is any other league. And on the flip side of that, we also have players that will demand trades, right? We'll have players that will demand trades when technically the organizations are not obligated to trade a player. Once you sign that contract, you don't have to trade you. That's not a right you're guaranteed. Unless it's a spoken thing that you talked about before the trade. We're like, hey, if you want to leave, we'll trade you, like they did with Paul George and OKC. That is not a right that the players are guaranteed. That's why the point of free agency. You sign the deal, so technically, if the organization wants you to stay there, it's technically their right. Now, I agree, some stuff is not fair, but at the end of the day, it is a business. And I know Adam Silver, this is the one that I do agree with Adam Silver on. We shouldn't be preaching them as a player's first business because, yeah, some of the things are for the league and the business as a whole because each owner is trying to make his team better. And I understand that there's a player side to it, but at the end of the day, the GM's main goal should be able to make your team the best as possible. And sometimes that means trading people. I mean, we saw that with DeMar DeRozan firsthand. We saw them trade DeMar DeRozan for Kawhi Leonard when it kind of seemed like a backstab when DeMar had given his all to Canada, or not Canada, Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this goes to show that that Draymond's words, they're kind of double-sided because, like I said, the players also have a fair leeway more than any other league. So I don't know. I just disagree with the words.
Man.
I think with the players' problems were with the trade or play protection was you brought up the DeMar situation, but my side didn't exactly say that he was gonna be traded. He said to DeMar that he was staying, and then he got traded. So I think that's what the players were concerned about, like the uncertainty with the GMs and stuff. So like,
you're right, but isn't there uncertainty with as a owner or GM when you sign a player to a contract and then they demand a trade midway through? Isn't that uncertainty as well?
that is true. Like, I mean, there are injuries and stuff that happens.
So
like,
I just think it goes both ways
Okay.
with uncertainty.
Okay, let's go back to the Isaiah Thomas situation. Okay.
Was it the Celtics situation? Was it?
That Celtics situation and, like, you know, Isaiah Thomas's situation. Not necessarily saying it's the Celtics bet. I think this is just more highlighting of the roadblock of, like, trading a player at this point in time. Like, especially they traded IT, like, at a time where IT's kids were, like, let's say, like he said in the video that was captured when he was traded, when he got the call, that, you know, his kids are about to go into school. What is he going to do about that, right? These guys got families and stuff, and that's going to matter for a lot of us down the line, and I don't even think we'll know that sort of value until we actually have kids down the line and stuff like that. Like, that's a lot to go through. And so, like, obviously, though, obviously that's not going to go, and that's not going to be a consideration in any team's mind at all because it's a business, obviously. But when it comes down to when players, let's say, get frustrated and they express frustration of the whole process, and then there's a fine for that player who's going through all of that, tensions maybe at home, not knowing where your kids are going to go to school, and then stuff, and then you get a fine. I'm not saying that's happened, but, like, with the way this whole thing, this thing is set up, of course you're going to be frustrated. Of course the players should be protected when it comes down to that. Because when a team went on the record to say they're trading you, right, and then you can't say anything about it, that's a problem, and that's why I think the league needs to, like, protect the players in that thing. Because the team is already saying they're going to trade you or get rid of you off their roster, right? And then, if anything, when you go out and speak out and something like that, that'll give them even more of an incentive to trade you because they don't want that sort of energy in the locker room. So, no, I disagree completely, and I think, no, the players should be protected. And, yes, they signed the contract, yes, but it's not like, you know, in the Drummond situation where he signed a contract with the Cavs, and then that first year, midway through, he's like, nah, I want out of here. No. Like, Andre Drummond's situation, for example, signed that big contract with the Pistons, and then was traded last year, and now he's in his, I guess, second year with the Cavs. And, well, first full year, I guess. Well, it's not going to be full because he's going to be traded. But you know what I mean. And then, you know, that's not his fault. Like, what? And then so, of course, teams saying they're going to trade him, obviously, because it's not a great contract for the team and stuff. And they got bigs like Jared Allen already, and JaVale McGee's a serviceable backup. So, no, I completely disagree. The league needs to protect players. And I'm still standing strong on the Draymond thing.
Anyone else?
Nah, I mean, everybody basically covered what I was gonna say.
We're gonna let y'all go first, and then later in the last topic. But anything else, Marcus?
Whose side do you agree with?
I mean, how do you, what do you think would be a way to fix this?
That's what I was about to say. Like, what?
I mean, I think a lot of
we can say that we want them to change.
That would really be it, though. I don't think there's a big fix because teams aren't going to be like, oh, I'm not going to trade you because you have a family to look after. Like, no, they're not going to do that.
Right.
Because at the end of the day,
You're making enough money.
They're trying to keep their jobs. GMs are trying to keep their jobs by making a good team.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
that's fine. Right. I'm not
It's-
saying that. It's more about that the players can say anything, and it's not necessarily the team's bad at this situation. It's more or less that the players are doing practically the same thing, speaking out about, they want to be traded, or like, they express frustrations about being in the trade talks and stuff like that.
Yeah, they
But
shouldn't
they
be fined
have
for
to
that.
but they have to keep quiet about that, or else they're going to get fined. But the teams are fine. That's what this is about.
Yeah, they shouldn't get fined for stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah.
And then on top of that, while you're getting traded, have to stay in shape, and you have to. Which I honestly, the stay in shape part's kind of
oh yeah,
stupid.
that's just the NBA
because
you're a player. You're gonna have
you're an NBA player, you have to be serviceable at all costs. Like when you're in the league at some point, at a certain point in time, you have to be ready to go. Like I don't care if you're Isaiah Thomas, haven't played for a year, or Carmelo, you haven't played a year, and then all of a sudden you get signed, you have to play the next day. Like like you have to stay in shape, and that's obviously a lot. But like I agree with the whole families and then the mental part of it kind of thing. I get that. But anyone else have anything to say about that?
Oh,
Okay, cool.
Nope.
All right. So we were gonna end it off on this topic, but the Celtics game just happened, and I just came across a lovely Hoop Central tweet over here that says Kemba Walker was 5 for 21 for the field and made 1 for 12 threes today.
Go
Oh.
Jonah.
Is it
Wait,
On a
hold on.
12?
is it time
One for-
to adjust?
1 for 12 from 3, 5 for 21 from the field. That is a very, very tough styling. And the Celtics lost, right? So now the Celtics.
Does this show how terrible the Hornets are?
The
I just
Because
wanna say one
seriously,
thing.
like Kemba Walker is essentially the greatest Hornet of all time, and it's
but
As
he's
a
gone through
franchise,
injuries and
right?
surgery.
Okay, right. I understand. I'm gonna
Jonah.
okay, no. I'm gonna let someone like either Kemba, Marcus, or Sato start because they've been kind of left at the tail end and of the topic. So y'all can speak first on this.
I think Kemba should go since it's Kemba.
Oh,
But
I mean, this is
right.
just tough. I mean, to be honest, bro, after he went to the Celtics, I just like
Not-
the relationship I had with him, like as a fan, just it kind of drifted apart. And just to see his career just go like this after last season he had like that surgery or whatever. I think his knee was bugging him, and then he had to sit out for the bubble. And I don't know, man. Like ever since that his knee's been nagging him, he just hasn't been the same. Like I don't know, man. It's just sad to see all the blame he's getting now. I mean, he deserves it, but man,
And
it's
coming
tough.
off an injury. So
Mm,
I already knew Kemba was like this. I never liked him. He was always inconsistent. So, and it makes sense how he's playing out right now because the Celtics, their offense is just terrible. You could really say it's just a bunch of shot creators taking up shots. There's no actual offense being ran there.
right.
And Jonah, remember how last year you were saying that Kyrie is on the same tier worse than Kemba?
That's not what I said.
You gotta.
No, you're taking no, because I just
What
had
did
this
you say? What did you say?
conversation.
What did you say? What
You're
did you say?
taking
What
that
did you say?
completely out of context. I said Kemba was a better fit for the Celtics than Kyrie was, which I don't think that's that hot of a take, especially last year, because seeing what happened with him the year before. I said Kemba was a better fit for the Celtics. I didn't say obviously Kyrie's I've always said Kyrie's a way better individual player than Kemba, so that's just not true.
Hmm.
I mean, even then, you're seeing how Kyrie would have been a better fit in this situation.
I mean, yeah, I think Kemba was solid last year, though. I think it's more so he's just been horrible this year.
Yeah.
he having a
Like I
PG
said,
year
still,
last year.
a lot can still change for
It's
Kemba. It's still he's only played 14 games. A lot can still change. He can definitely still get it going. So I don't want to overreact. Yes, he's been horrible, but a lot can still change.
Right. Okay. I'm just gonna wrap it up really quickly because there's gonna be some games going on, but I'm gonna let a couple more takes come in, whether it's Gen 4 or Sato.
Any questions?
The ref, bro, when JJ Redick got
Oh,
ejected for rolling
thank
a
you,
ball,
thank you.
bro, I got
Can we?
man.
I mean, we can't do anything about it, but we need to
Yeah.
we already know the refs. Refs gotta. I feel like the refs are being taught to act this way in certain situations. Like, there's no way
Mhm.
there's that many. Let me put it bluntly. There's no way that there's that many bitches. There's no way
Mhm.
there's that many bitches who just so happen to be refs.
Right.
It's not possible.
Mhm.
Like, I feel like refs are being taught to be this strict, and I don't understand why. It's like
The players are being
JJ probably
oppressed.
thought there's some, like, I'm not gonna lie, there are some guys who try to get away with like little sneaky shit. Like they'll do stuff on purpose just to try to antagonize a ref. But like, come on, JJ Redick, bro. He put the ball, some backspin on the ball, and you couldn't stop what you're like. It didn't even hit the ref in any particular. It bumped into his ankles, and this man called it what? Oh, what do you call it? Tech? Like what? That's what it
straight
takes
ejection.
now.
Straight
Ejected.
ejection.
Oh, straight ejection because he put some backspin
Yeah.
on the ball and it hit you in the knees and didn't do anything to you. All
Yeah.
right.
Refs are obviously
All
soft
right,
this
bro,
year,
yeah.
but yeah, pretty much. Anyone else have any
you seen
questions?
Trae Young?
No.
Any remarks at
Jason
all?
Tatum, different, bro.
Shout
Jason
out to Anthony Edwards for ending
Utah
whatever's
Watanabe's
Utah
career.
Yuta
Watanabe.
Watanabe's life.
Meanwhile,
You do
Anthony
not want him
Edwards.
in
To
the
the
NBA.
point where actually, let me not finish that sentence. But
Meanwhile, Anthony
yeah,
Edwards.
ESPN posted something. ESPN posted something that might have been related to that.
Anthony Edwards
subject.
shot 3 for 14 that night from over 7 from 3. Let me just remind y'all. Over 7 from 3,
Yeah.
3 14 from the field.
Oh yeah. That actually is a perfect segue into the fact that can we just basically give LaMelo Rookie of the Year at this point? Like,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
really see an avenue where it's not going to be him. And I understand.
I mean, Halliburton.
It's wouldn't have in the All-Star break.
that
But come on now, bro.
that is another topic for another day. But y'all, it is about time for another round of games to come up. So we should step off. This has been episode 3 of Crash Glass Podcast. And y'all have a wonderful night. Enjoy some great games going on, And yeah, we'll catch y'all next Sunday. All right. Peace out, y'all.
We out of here.
We out.
Also, Simmons didn't foul out. He got into early foul trouble, and Josh Jackson shot. He had 12 points. He averages 12.9. So he underperformed.
Another reason why Josh
God.
Jackson is better than Ben Simmons. Another reason.
My God. All right, y'all. Hey, it's been real. But we'll be back next week. More topics, and yeah. Peace out.